#1 free guide that I've ever put out is a sexual mindfulness masturbation meditation. So I know that y'all are interested in this subject. And so today I have invited my friend and expert on sexual meditation practices, Dr. Tara. Thank you so much for joining me.
Thank you. It's going to be an orgasmic time.
It always is with you.
Yes.
I have the best time with you. Thank you. I feel like I just winged it on this meditation. I was like, I know, kind of like what I would like to hear. And I know what, I know a lot about somatic sexuality and experience and breath work, but I want to know, like, what is sexual meditation? Like broadly, could you give us a definition?
Yes. So sexual meditation is just like a regular meditation, but it focuses on sexual thoughts, sexual feelings in the body, and sexual sensations. Ooh. So as long as it's within that realm, then it's considered or qualified as sexual meditation.
Okay, so that's exactly what I made then.
Yeah.
Why does sexual meditation exist and why do people practice it?
Yes. So the roots of sexual meditation sort of came from two different sides of the world. So there's the Eastern root of sexual meditation that's within the practices of tantra, right? So there's like a energetic sex position called yap yamming, right? You know that, you love it. Yeah, the yap yam, which you can also like sync your breathing and sync your energy through sexual meditation. They don't call it sexual meditation though,
but
right?
that counts as sexual meditation.
Yeah, it does.
So then I'm doing like the energy cock, energy vulva, energy pussy play. It counts?
Yes. So there's like the Eastern root of mindfulness and meditation within sex. And then there's also the Western root that's kind of housed within the sexual mindfulness therapy. Sexual mindfulness is oftentimes defined as the ability to be present and non-judgmental during sex.
Oh.
So in order to kind of hone your sexual mindfulness skills, you then do these different practices to get there. And it includes breath work and meditation. And so sexual meditation is housed within sexual mindfulness therapy.
Interesting. Okay. Yeah. And present and non-judgmental.
Mm-hmm.
Why are those two so important inside of sexual mindfulness?
So within the like Western realm of studying this topic, being present and non-judgmental is a strong predictor of sexual satisfaction. And that's why it's something that people should like strive for.
And that makes so much sense because the opposite of that is sort of being under pressure, distracted, out of your body and into your mind, thinking about how you're doing, how you're performing, thinking like it's not good enough or you're not good enough or you want too much or whatever. And all of that is
a lot of judgment.
The opposite of pleasure.
Right,
really, truly.
Right. So yeah, like being present and non-judgmental is really the optimal state for sexual pleasure.
So can you give me some examples of what sexual meditation looks like? I mean, you kind of talked about what criteria makes something a sexual meditation, but can you give us like some concrete examples?
Yes. The first one, you can do sexual meditation quietly by yourself or with your partner. You don't need like a guide or anything. So this is the first example. And it could be about your sexual. So think of sexual thoughts, feelings, and sensations. It could be about one of those or all of them. Consequentially. So for example, you can just do sexual thoughts. Let's say you sit down, you can continuously take deep breaths, right? Sync your breath if you have a partner, and then use your imagination. Maybe think about the last time you had really hot, passionate, satisfying, fulfilling sex. Or maybe think of something completely hypothetical, like a fantasy, and continuously to think about that in more detail and vivid manner. It's a practice, if you will, to like enhance your sexual imagination.
And if you're doing this with your partner, are you trying to think of the same thing? Or
you don't have to.
You can just think
you're
of
just
like
together.
Whatever's,
Yeah, you just coexist, you breathe together. You could hold hands as well, but you're closing your eyes and you're in your fantasy, they're in their fantasy.
Oh, wow.
Yeah.
Okay.
So that's the first way to do sexual meditation quietly. The second way is to use guided meditation, and it can be like your guided meditation. And within guided meditation, there are also like kind of different subgenre. The first one is visualization. And this is where your guide will help you visualize a successful sexual encounter. And maybe it even focuses on something that your expertise in is premature ejaculation.
Right.
Maybe it focuses on lasting longer. Yeah, but it visualizes success. Basically, just like what LeBron James does every time before his game.
Yep. Yeah.
Visualization meditation.
I teach this in my masturbation hacks
Yeah.
course. Like, and really all my courses on getting a really specific outcome. Like you want to be able to get hard or stay hard or get off. Like visualizing success with that is a huge piece of it. I just saw another study. I've seen studies on like learning how to play piano, golf swings. And then the most recent one I saw was on weightlifting.
Yeah.
If you just imagine yourself lifting weights, you can also gain strength, not just going to the gym. Now, obviously you can't just imagine it, but if you're doing some combination of both, you will actually get further gains.
Enhanced results. Yeah.
Yeah. Okay, great. So that was the second one.
Yeah. So guided meditation, you can do like visualization one. You can also do like sexual energy one that focuses on kind of just building your sexual energy. You can do sexual affirmations one where it's like a repeated like affirmations for 5 minutes and you're just taking deep breaths and doing the affirmations with the guide. You can also do a guided one where it guides you through like body scan and breath work, which is also within the realm of sexual meditation.
Great. So in that third one, you're doing that with a partner, but you could also do that solo?
You can do all of these solo or with a partner.
Okay, great. And what do you think, what are the benefits to doing sexual meditation? I mean, other than developing presence and non-judgment, which are going to be beneficial for your sex life, but like what are some of the other benefits?
So many, and it's outlined by a lot of anecdotal testimonials within the Eastern realm and a lot of scientific empirical research in the Western realm. So it's an exciting topic because there's like proof in both. Right. But the first one is enhanced or increased sexual self-esteem. Research also identify like higher libido, like higher sexual desires, better sexual functioning, and less pain, and more sexual interests. There was an interesting study, and I think this is by Dr. Laurie Brotto from University of British Columbia, an interesting study that she and her team did that focused on people who had cancer or had cancer, like survivors, and they had no desire or interest in sex. And after they did this mindfulness therapy, they had increased in sexual interest and desires.
Wow.
And less pain and all the great things.
Because sometimes when you don't want to have sex or you've gone through a period of time where your libido is sort of low, whether it's health related or stress related, it can feel like a huge barrier to like get back into physically having sex, like, with another partner or even with yourself. Like sometimes there's just too much kind of in the way of
if I go by like 1 week without masturbating or having sex, I'm too busy.
Yeah.
Like that's my
marker.
No,
as soon as it's not a priority, it's like it
then
falls.
I'm too busy.
Right.
Yeah.
And I know for myself, when I'm having a more active fantasy life or when I'm thinking sexual thoughts more often, I want to have more sex, and then that also begets more sex.
Yes.
But for those folks who have been away from physical touch, either by themselves or with a partner for a while, even just embracing meditation and using their mind and their energy body to bring their attention back to the subject can be very powerful.
100%. Like you don't have to, we previously talked about sex after divorce, right? Like maybe you don't have to jump into trying to date and have sex with someone ASAP. Right. Maybe it starts with sexual meditation.
Right. Maybe that actually is the thing that's going to honor you more, because really, part of sexual meditation is having a erotic relationship with yourself that doesn't rely on another person. I mean, even if you're listening to a guided audio, even if you are with your partner, it's still a very personal activity that you're doing.
100%.
That you're engaging in. And I also imagine that if you are doing it with a partner, that it helps to bring the two of you into sync and to like sync your nervous system. I know for a lot of couples that feel like they're out of sync, whether that's like day to day or just like in this one experience or like overall, that like bringing your nervous systems into sync with each other, where, our heart rates and our breathing and like our movements are it's almost like when you're dancing with someone and it's just kind of flawless and requires it's just easeful.
It's easier for sure on the relationship. Also, I think people who practice mindfulness regularly have less conflict and are better at managing and regulating stress. So I think it's just better all around.
Yeah.
I actually don't do regular meditation anymore. I just do sexual meditation every single day because I'm like, it kind of serves the same purpose.
It's like multiple
plus the sex.
Right.
Yeah,
Plus
it's like
also
taking
increase
multivitamin.
libido.
Like it's just why take the different vitamin when you just take multivitamin?
What's been the biggest surprise for you as you have developed your relationship with sexual meditation? Like what's been a benefit or something that you didn't expect?
Oh my God, an unexpected thing was I get so wet doing sexual meditation. And during like my previous marriage, I struggled with dryness and I had no idea what, right? Like, and I'm not saying sexual meditation is a cure all be all, but like at the time, you know, I mean, there was like lack of compatibility, lack of attraction, many things, right? But also like I wasn't comfortable with myself. But after doing sexual meditation regularly, and if I'm too stressed or I'm too busy nowadays, I pop that on. I listen to it, either the 5-minute or the 10-minute one. I get really turned on. And whether it's for my husband or just for myself, like masturbating, it's the unexpected thing was that I get super wet.
Did that increase the more that you did it too? So like maybe the first couple times you listened to it, it maybe didn't do that much, but now your body's like trained, like Pavlov, like, oh, there's my meditation.
Yeah.
Like, get the juices flowing.
I think I trained my vagina. Yeah. I think it's that case.
That's
and
awesome.
It has, I would say the first month, it did make me feel calmer, but it didn't give like any like kind of sexual benefits per se. Within the second month, I started feeling more of the benefits from reading my journals. I learned that's what happened.
Yeah, I imagine just like any kind of practice.
Takes like a month.
You can't expect it to just start like changing right away. And
it's
nor
like
would
going
you
to the
want
gym.
it to, right? Yeah, you want it to like slowly shift over time.
Yeah.
Because that's when you're going to keep those benefits too. Like
Yes.
you have to work for them, but then
Yeah.
because you worked for them, you get to hang on to them.
Yeah.
Is there anyone who sexual meditation is not for? Like it's not a good fit for them?
I don't think so.
Like, I imagine there may be people who like kind of struggle to get still in their mind.
Yeah, but that they need it more than other people. Like it's almost, you know, I was gonna say like people who have ADHD, like they need that to help almost like cure them. Not to say that it will, but it will help curb their distraction.
It helps manage the symptoms, helps like, you know, even if you can
it will help you stay focused longer.
Yeah. And you know, people with ADHD, and I made a whole video about this.
Yeah.
That impacts their sex life. That impacts their libido. That impacts their ability to stay present in bed. That has a relationship with premature ejaculation. There's not been enough science done on the way that ADHD and other, you know, mental and behavioral health stuff impact our sexuality. So you're saying like if you struggle with it, that's actually a good place to start. The other thing I'll add for myself in my meditation practice, I learned recently about the difference between yang and yin meditation. And yang meditation, which is like masculine energy meditation, is like sit still, you know, like breathe, spine straight, like, you know, remove all thoughts from your mind. And that's not what we're talking about here necessarily, but that is what I think of when I hear the term meditation. But yin meditation is like a moving meditation. It can be the kind of meditation that you do while you are swimming or doing your exercise or taking a walk or dancing, right? Like you can do those things in a meditative way. And I think that there is something about incorporating sex and sexuality and eroticism and intentionality in a way that works for you.
Yes.
If it doesn't look like we're sitting on top of a mountain having, you know, like the most pristine posture, like that is okay. I imagine you can do it lying down. You can do it with a partner. You can do it for 5 minutes if that's a long time, and then increase to 10 or 15. Like
it's all about being present and non-judgmental. It's not about how you sit per se. It's not about having a straight spine all the time. It's not about like it's just about being present and non-judgmental.
Make it that simple.
Yeah.
Yeah. Is that the way to make it like an easy win?
Yeah, like if like a way for you is vacuuming your house and you're listening to like guided sexual meditation and it's super spicy but you're able to kind of like meditate on it and be present while doing that and taking deep breaths and you're not judging yourself, like you're totally good.
You're doing it right.
Yeah.
Amazing.
I do it in the car, like while I'm driving.
Oh, I can't.
You know?
I
I'm
tried
like
that. As soon as I get turned on, I become a horrible driver.
Oh.
I've run too many red lights to play with that
Don't
anymore.
drive when horny.
Don't care. You heard it here, folks. I don't know. Thank you so much for sharing your wisdom.
Course.
Where can people find you?
Lovebites.co, LUVBITES.co.
And make sure that you are subscribed to this channel so that you never miss a video with content that will help you to have the best sex of your life. I'm Caitlin B. Thank you for tuning in.